Now tied up 1-1. We are in the finals of this series. The winner of this will go on to the grand finals of the Thursday Cup. I don't know who they're playing against just yet, but most likely crowd favorite to be Johnny Rico or Violet, depending on how the top half of the brackets goes, as those are the other two squaring off. At any rate, I'm Rifkin, joined by Namjar, and spawning in the lower right corner of the map from Alien Invasion, the Pink Zerg player, Hanfy.
And in the bottom left, our light blue Protoss player playing for Team Alternate, it is Monty.
Now it's worth noting, Hanfy picked up on Monty's sort of shenanigans pretty quickly there. We saw him scout immediately upon taking that third, make sure there's no pylons, no chance for cannons. Even though it wasn't a forge, and even though he didn't scout anything that would have said so, it's kind of one of those safe than sorry scenarios. You can't afford to let Monty's cheese catch you off guard.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of cheese, we got a 9 pylon, 9 scout, but it's a pylon in the main base, so this might very well be gateway with a quick scout into maybe a reactionary forge again. Because if Hanfy, oh, I love this. He goes for the 15 pool. Thank you, Hanfy. So Hanfy kind of adapting here after game 1, feeling the pain of the cannon rush.
You know, this is actually kind of important though too, on top of this, because not only is it versus Monty, but when you're playing a 4-player spawn map, you kind of expect to have that sort of grace of, you know, you're not going to scout me right away, I'll just take that hash rate first, there'll be no difference.
Yeah, exactly. So I really like seeing this from him. And I mean, Monty with his fast scout, I mean, I have to say, if Monty was to scout a 15 hatch, I really feel like he would have gone for the reactive forge. But I mean, he gets lost scout now, so he's not gonna do anything funky like that. He goes to the 1 gas, normal gate expand, but I mean, scout was pretty early, so nice and clean start from both players, I guess.
You know,
nothing special.
I can't help but smirk when you say that too, because let's not forget Monty is, you know, not exactly the cleanest player when it comes to dirty tactics.
Yeah, indeed. I'm just like, phew, like we're past the early stages. Here we go. You know, I just like to see the game.
He's
lagging again, maybe.
So actually, people were talking about this earlier. I'm going to show you real quick. If you're in game, you hit Control Alt F. It'll show you your FPS and such in the top left. Oh damn! I get 100 FPS while streaming. Oh man, I feel good about that. What are my settings on? Can I go higher? They're all on ultra. Never mind. Anyways, the point is, if you are spiking, you'll see a third line here, and it'll say like network spikes per minute and all these things. So, Hanfy is or not? Sorry, Hanfy. Monty monitoring all that to make sure he stops lagging. It's actually kind of important too, because it's not about when you get network spikes, guys. It's not like you're delayed, like you click on something and there's like a 1-second delay response. You get the choppiest, worst possible gameplay.
Yeah, indeed. It's never nice.
It's kind of sad too, because network spikes, as frustrating as it is, usually it is your internet connection like 9 times out of 10. But sometimes if your computer sucks, it actually helps contribute to that. And I say helps in huge air quotes.
Yeah, and I mean, you never know as well. I mean, sometimes it's just kind of like your connection, not just your connection, but your like your connection towards Battle.net. Like Battle.net can play tricks on you sometimes. Like I've had that issue when I'm streaming sometimes, and my connection is fine, but my connection to Battle.net, like my company's connection to Battle.net or something, may be struggling, and then I get weird lag. Can be really annoying.
Well, that's a quick third out of Hanfy, actually.
I have to say right away, I don't like his hatch placement, because I mean, he scouted at the top, so he knows Monty isn't in the top, so he's safe to take the third, towards the top. And the problem with this expansion he took now is that
the cliff.
If Monty does any sort of move out, he just stands on the high ground. It's like no mining for you, and you can't engage into an army that stands there. So it's so risky. So honestly, like if you don't know where the Protoss is, I'd prefer just to every time take the other base.
This sounds a little bit silly, but there are some instances where I do think it's better. But it's usually mostly against Terran players, because a lot of times you think the cliff plays against you, but sometimes be able to spread creep across the map this side a little bit faster, sometimes getting units rallied away this way towards your opponent's base a little bit more aggressively, they can be good things. But that's like mostly against other races. Versus Protoss, one pylon on the top of the cliff is going to outweigh any option you have as a Zerg player.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you there. Like versus Terran, it's kind of nice to have your bases like more together, because drops and stuff. If you take the top base as the fourth, like on the
Militia Corps. I didn't realize it came across the map.
Oh.
Pokes at the third, scouts that actually. Damage is irrelevant, but the fact that he actually confirms that this is down for Monty. Oh, I forgot to turn the production tab back on after that pause. Sorry, guys. But the production tab aside, oh, can he stop the Overlord from seeing the? Where's the Stargate?
Yeah,
oh, it's right under him. I'm so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking around for it, like over here, up there, down line. But okay, he reveals this. An Oracle on the way. This doesn't really reveal too much in and of itself. What's nice about the Oracle is, of course, it can kill a queen, but then it doesn't have a lot left over to kill drones. So it's not a bad investment. But
at the same time, he's got those 3 gateways, and I'd imagine, look, there's a pylon at the kind of top of Hanfy's natural or whatever. So he's gonna go aggressive here, it looks like. And Hanfy, honestly, with a pretty greedy build, like he went 3rd base before any extra queens, like gasless. He's got no speed. All he has is queens and slow links, and he's making spores now, but no roach tech, no speed link tech. Might struggle to hold this.
Especially with the zealots underneath this.
Yeah.
I mean, the mothership core is kind of, it's nothing really in comparison to what's on the ground right now. Zealots can already deal with queens pretty effectively, and the Oracle, what, he turned around? I guess he could go for the natural instead.
Yeah.
I mean, a bit of awkward posturing here on Monty, but I guess he's waiting for that pylon to complete. This is gonna have another.
Yeah, he wants more sellouts, I guess. There they come.
Good
time warp. Yeah.
Oracle not getting much use.
Yeah. It's low, so I guess he just wants to keep it safe. But the sellouts, I mean,
so many queens. There's so many queens.
Yeah. At the same time, all the Zerglings die. Like Zerglings fighting in time warp, gonna die really efficiently for the Protoss there. And I mean, this is kind of build. Honestly, you don't want to face this as a Zerg player. When you're playing gasless, you want to not, you don't want the Protoss to be aggressive versus you this early. So that's a lot of queens, but this might still be hard to stabilize against. Second Oracle coming in.
Yeah, the Oracles, again, like, they're gonna, with 3 Oracles, you got so much damage, you're gonna melt queens.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. As soon as he clears out these links, there we go, the Oracles get focus firing down, and there's transfuses going off like nuts, but because of this, that allows the Zealots to connect, and this time warp is gonna cause 2 of these queens, nice transfuse, but still gonna cause 2 of these queens to go down.
Yeah. That's a big time warp, and Monty's landing a really big timing here, because Roach 1 finished now. But there's no roaches yet. He's gonna lose drones here.
Oh, lose another Oracle though. A little bit of miscontrol there on the Monty, but you're right. The drones dying in the mineral lines are way more important than any amount of Oracles or Queens at this point. Zealot's giving chase. Drones have been pulled into this. Queens are trying to hide. The damage is really not there for Hanfy, and he's losing so many workers to this. Already 19 dead. Gutting these bases. He might have 3 of them, but it's not going to matter if he can't hold on to at least one of them.
Yeah, this is so hard for him. I mean, I was getting a bit scared for Monty there with the Roach One about to finish, but he hit a timing just before the Roach One finished, and now he got to the drone lines, and now he's got momentum with him. Oh my god, the main base as well. He's losing so many drones.
29 workers dead. A couple roaches are out, but I mean, it's not even +1 zealots. This is just raw, naked zealots coming in and doing a ton of damage, and a lot of this comes with the timing combined with the fact that he saw that 3rd base. Really gave this big window saying, like, look, come at me.
Yeah, exactly. You never know. Like, if Monty didn't see a greedy play, he could have just gone Phoenix, played normal, but he saw that 3rd base being pretty greedy with a gasless build as well. And he saw the possibility and they went for it. So Hanfy kind of paying for his greed there, I guess.
I mean, his armor doesn't even look that bad. The problem is he can't really afford to go for a counterattack. 34 workers dead. This is a scenario where otherwise you would go, okay, I have to cause a bit of counterattack damage, I have to pick up a probe or 2, or else I'm just screwed. But the reality is right now Hanfy is kind of just screwed. Because even if these roaches come across, like, a good quarter of them are almost dead. A couple zealots and stalkers will easily deal with this. There's sentries, there's 3 bases, and possibly, oh, never mind, I guess the mothership quad. I was gonna say possibly a photon overcharge, but never mind on that.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, roaches without roach speed, that's like another big thing. Like, roaches without roach speed, you can't be aggressive with those. Like, you need roach speed, maybe even burrow to be able to go aggressive with roaches.
Roaches without roach speed, or with roach speed, are not gonna stand up to the void ray that is getting made right now.
Yeah. And Monty's been probing hard behind this. Like, he took his gas inside his natural pretty late, but excuse me, but he's made a lot of probes nonetheless, and he's got a lot of mineral income, and he's got blink on the way, a lot of gateways, upgrades, 3rd base mining now. So I mean, this is looking to be unlosable for Monty, because Hanfy has to do something, but he can't do anything because he doesn't have the tech for it or the units.
It sounds silly, but I think like one saving grace move would be to get a couple more queens of production, but then go for a Nidus Worm.
Sure.
I mean,
why
it
not?
sounds silly, but like the Queen's taking care of the Void Ray, and he's got enough roaches to actually deal with the stalkers on the ground. The only thing that's going to hurt him is trying to move anywhere on the map, especially without roach speed.
Yeah, he's really got limited options there. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Maybe burrowed infestors shooting infested Terrans in every mineral line at the same time.
Okay,
That
I'm
might work as
talking.
well.
I'm talking realistic things here. All right.
It's some legit shit.
Well, unfortunately, with only one
well-
queen, can't really deal with this. No, not enough transfuses to infinitely do anything. Third or fourth base gonna get killed, not cancelled, and Monty continues to reinforce in. Huge army supply lead. Level 1 upgrades over his opponent. As you said, this is looking pretty much unlosable.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of like 3 base blink going down here, and he's gonna be able to morph in a lot of reinforcements. Void Ray's gonna fall, but this should be too much. No force field, so there we go.
Pretty much all the roaches cleaned up at this point.
Yeah. Upgrade's a pretty big deal as well.
Oh, the Sun Hydra's coming out. That'll actually probably clean up the stalkers if all the sentries have no energy for force fields left, but I don't know, it's kind of one of those at what cost things.
Yep. Stalker's pretty good. No, but
If they, well, they do have blink too, actually, so take that back. If these didn't have blink, the Hydras could be a little more effective, but
yeah.
coming in from 2 different locations, just getting segmented off one way.
Yeah. It's
Drones
kinda,
have been
you
pulled.
can almost compare it. Yeah.
The drones have been
compare it to
pulled.
Swarm Host. Trading shields for units. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's never good when you have to pull drones.
Yeah.
Well, Hanfy's
Oh, man.
still gonna try his darndest. He knows this is his tournament life and it's the last game, so I don't blame him for not tapping out. He wants to go to the finals, of course, but not looking like it's gonna happen today. Monty looking to say we're gonna have a ZVP finals, as the other two players in the other semifinals are both Zerg, of course, Violet and John Rico. So no mirror matchups again. I like casting with you, dude. If we can avoid mirror matchups, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. No, man, I do.
That's
alright. Yeah, I do like my non-mirror matchups, but you know, mirror matchups can be good as well. But we're not gonna have any. We're not getting any at all, basically.